Hi guys, OldRadioAl here. A recent comment was that I am something of a paradox because I said I was gonna start thinning out my radio herd, but I was still buying radios. Well, I think they were specifically talking about this little guy. But that's really not the case. I have plenty of, well, not plenty, but I still have a fair number of radios that I haven't shown yet. Mostly because, you know, they're ones that I haven't got around to restoring yet. But I will. And as I do, they'll trickle in and you'll see them. Like this little guy. However, here's the paradox, and I just did buy a new radio. This one. It's a cool radio. You know, one of the reasons that we buy these old radios, or me anyway, one of the reasons that I got into this hobby was that, you know, I have an appreciation for what they represent. And to me, what they represent is the last great era for the United States, anyway, in manufacturing. You know, this was, to me, like the pinnacle of the American industrial age, really. You know, when these guys started being made overseas, when the companies like Zenith and so on started producing their stuff overseas, you know, in a lot of ways, American ingenuity just kind of went out the window. You know, everything followed. TVs, you know, the computer age, nothing is made here anymore, you know. So that's one of the appeals for these. Well, the paradox is, I bought this radio. I know what this radio looks like, if you just casually look at it. Looks like a late 40s, early 50s set, but in fact it is not. It is a new set, and it is not made in the USA. It's made in China. This might, you know, raise some what do I want to say? I guess rankle some fur among our group of vintage radio enthusiasts. But this radio, just I started looking at this thing and it intrigued me, and I said, I'm going to buy one. This is a Tesslor. It's a model R601, and that's right, powered by vacuum tubes. The front end of this radio is modern, but the audio output stage is tube. There are 3 tubes in the in the audio section of this radio, and the fourth tube is the tuning eye. It is made in China. You can go on Tesslor's website. I think it's Tesslor USA or something like that. You can find out all about this thing. But it has a ton of cool features, and I liked the way that it looked, so I bought one. Let me show you some things with this radio. First of all, it's AM FM. It has an auxiliary input as well, and that auxiliary input does a couple different things I'll show you. Really impressed with this radio as far as it does some things that I just don't get here in my house.
I'm frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Up the magic dragon lived by the sea.
Nice sounding radio.
And frolicked in
That is our local AM oldie station. It's a daylight hours only, or at least I can receive it only in daylight hours. Good station, by the way. They don't follow a set format of, we've got an FM oldie station, and it seems like they play the same 50, 75 songs over and over again. They don't do that on this station. So I listen to it when I can. But as I said, this radio will pull in a lot of stations. There's an external loop antenna as well as an internal. I've got it on the external, but I just got it sitting here. Probably be better off if I had it up high somewhere. But
Justin Masterson is Who's Hot, Who's Cold. These days, probably hearing a lot of
pulls in a lot of stations.
That I like to use because that's what the Bible refers to, afflictions, because we're hoping that with an affliction it
The eye open and close as you tune.
this disease. But Larry,
It's one of my in-house stations. That's through the AMT 3000.
Boys, look at that man sitting on that bridge. You look at him, I can.
It's my other station through the Talking House. So you can see it pulls in a fair number of stations, and virtually none of my other radios do that. So I'm pretty impressed with its performance so far.
Also does not sleep very well. So this event here in Ferguson touching so many
Even more on FM. Turn it to FM. For the most part, I simply get 0 FM reception here.
Isaiah 40, 31 said,
Again,
wait upon the Lord,
I've got it
shall renew their
connected
strength.
to,
Trials, tribulations,
I don't know if you can see it,
we endure on a
it's just a
day-to-day basis.
dipole antenna. It has both internal and external.
Fees?
The fact that it's grouped together and called
Antennas.
taxes and fees.
You missed our last broadcast.
In case you 1995, Real Rock Radio, the station of my youth. Another classic rock station.
Visit Greg Wolf. By 48 hours today and stay. Greg Wolf.
Keeping set free.
Ohio, $10 tonight.
About the offensive line, whether they can go ahead and.
Now all the memories they're haunted.
That's the FM oldies station.
Everybody else doing, just 'cause everybody doing.
Train work for you no matter what person.
So yep, pull in a lot of stations. The other thing it does is it has the aux. Hook up your iPod. So it kind of turns your iTube into a light show. And it has one other feature. Go to my phone. Turn on Bluetooth. And it pairs up with the Bluetooth, and you can.
They may recall we were not too young at all.
Play through Bluetooth. So yeah, I think it's kind of a
But if you find that blowing bubble, have to chase away your
kind of a nice unit.
That's just the thing for you to do. We've got some back in sky, teaching little bluebirds just how to fly. We'll start winging and hear them singing once again. We've got
back panel. You've got a record out input or output. Not sure what I'd ever use that for. That is the aux input for the wired device. Headphones. Then you have your AM antenna and your FM antenna, and each one of those you can switch between the internal. As you can see, I get a better signal with the external antenna, probably directional. And the same with the FM. Make out the tube glow in there. That's the section where the tubes reside in a little cage in there.
so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they're all disappear.
So that's my new, old looking anyway, radio. Hope you enjoyed seeing it. By the way, when I can't remember what website I ran across this thing on, but when I did a search on YouTube to see if there were any videos, you know, reviews of this thing, and I only found 2. And one of them was D-Man, who I just mentioned in my last video. And that's actually how I found his channel. Supposedly when they first came out they had a heating issue. The tubes heating up the radio too much, but that's been solved, and they added the Bluetooth as a later modification also, and it comes standard now. So check it out, see what you think. You know, with all of the old radios I've got, I figure if I want a new one, I can get a new one, and no one should have anything to say about it. Getting to be a cranky old man. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. And the other thing is, size wise it's comparable to the Philco Hippo and radios of that sort. Much bigger than this little guy. So thanks for watching guys. More radios on the way.